I have so many friends who are struggling with that. I've been struggling myself over the years, and I'm still struggling, but I think to myself, if we can all share some of the things they have served us well as women, we can actually be more empowered when it comes to dating, when it comes to pursuing our relationship, when it comes to, trying to find our soulmate, really, right? So I would like first to share that if you're one of those people that you might feel kind of tired of dating, do you feel like dating goes nowhere? Like people kind of might, shadowing you, awkward messages, long situationships, all those things are things that I know many women find quite challenging, okay? So if you are one of those people, this video is definitely for you. And I want to share that some of the mindful dating tips I'm going to share, they're not just about, finding your dream partner, but it's about making sure that you love yourself enough before you go out there and try to love someone else. From my experience, this hardly ever works. What do I mean by that? Those moments when we do not know how to love ourselves and how to really prioritize our nervous system, take care of our mental health. Dating can be almost a risky, kind of dangerous kind of game, right? I mean, that was at least my story for a few years. So today I want to share how you can actually date with purpose, how can you date by kind of being present and mindful, because it's all about awareness and consciousness and feeling comfortable within our own body. So the first step is awareness. And when it comes to, making a strategic decision about our future, solving a problem, attracting the right person, I think you will agree with me that most of the times it starts with clarity and starts with awareness, really. So how do we build awareness? It's really important to ask yourself, what are you looking for before you even start dating? So there is a few questions that would be really nice to ask yourself. These are the questions I, again, ask myself before any kind of dating experience. And it's like, who am I when I'm in love? What are my patterns? When I say patterns, can be also triggers, what are the things that you find kind of that you can't stand at all, right? What are your kind of red flags? And am I choosing love or fear? Because a dating journey can include both. Just saying. So most people kind of escape the loneliness just to be with someone else, just because they cannot spend some quiet time just by themselves. And in fact, Dostoevsky once said that, the dramas, the tragedies, and the world oftentimes happen because people do not know how to stay by themselves, quiet, in a room, in their place, wherever. And to be honest with you, I do agree with that, right? So it's really important to make sure that You know who are you looking for. You know what your standards are. You know how you behave when you are in love and how you behave when you are just love bombed, right? It's really important to know the difference. And speaking of love bombing, that leads us to the next step, which is about setting your energetic boundaries, right? What do I mean by that? It's really important to set a declaration with yourself that you do not chase, that you do not settle, and that you honor your peace over anything else. So when it comes to your energetic boundaries, you have to set some rules, right? Just for yourself first, and then for the other person. So for example, if you keep texting back and forth with someone you've never met before, this is as if there is an energy leakage there, because you don't know if that person actually deserves your time. So it's better to not get into this thing of long texting and calls and video calls when you just had, your first date, or if you haven't even met, right? So this is really important. And speaking of energy, my recommendation is your first date with someone to be a video call, a short video call, 10 minutes, 15 minutes. Because from the way I see it, like, you don't want to waste an hour and a half to go and meet a stranger somewhere. I mean, this time is precious. Don't you want to invest it back to yourself, right? So you want to make sure the other person checks the, your kind of green flag kind of boxes before you go and meet them in person. And it really, I find it so shocking how many guys, they actually, say no to that. And they just want to meet you in person, which I find it I find it quite alarming. I don't know. Let me know in the comments. Like, is this okay? Is this normal or not? My next tip is about date like you already love yourself. Practice self-love. And so many of my friends or my clients, they say, okay, Alex, but how do I practice self-love if I've never done this before? How do I practice self-love if I don't enjoy meditation or breath work or mindfulness? Is there any kind of quick way to practice, to nurture self-love on a day-to-day basis? And my recommendation is you do some mirror work. There's a beautiful book from Louise Hayes, who once wrote that book about mirror work. And I want to share with you what I personally do to cultivate self-love. So the idea is that you want to go and face yourself on a mirror, okay? You stand tall. It might be your bathroom mirror or your bedroom mirror, it doesn't really matter. And you want to look at yourself straight in your eyes, okay? And you take a few long, slow, deep breaths in and out. And you say aloud, it's an affirmation, right? You say, I want to love you, Alexandra, or what your name is. I want to really learn to love you. And I really like you. And then you say, let's go for it. and have some fun. And I know it sounds silly or it might be challenging for some of you. Just right, this is the first day of a 21 days challenge on this book, which I highly recommend. The book it is called The Mirror Work, and this exercise is from the chapter Loving Yourself. And what you want to do is throughout the day, each time you pass through a mirror, you want to repeat those words back to yourself mentally. So this is how you learn, slowly but surely, how to love yourself each day a little bit more. Now I want to hear you guys, which of those mindful tips you found helpful. Can you share your favorite tips in the comments below? And on my next video I want to share a little bit more about, okay, how do we recognize the red flags and the green flags, and what does it mean for us, right? For each one of us. How do we set those standards so we can attract or magnetize the right person in our lives? So remember, guys, dating isn't a game, as I said before. It's a spiritual practice which can be done mindfully. So I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, please go like this video, comment below, subscribe to my channel. If you want to become your best version, go and check the rest of my videos. And yeah, until the next time, thank you so much for watching, and thank you for joining this channel.